If you're feeling overwhelmed about your wedding music, I totally get it, and I'm here to help. Hey everyone, I'm DJ Mojo. I love what I do, helping couples create stress-free, unforgettable weddings here in Southern California. I recently had the chance to sit down with my friend Ryan from Weddings Royale to chat about wedding music and answer some of the questions I get asked most often. We talked about everything from current music trends to playlist building, and honestly, some topics that couples don't always think about, but probably should. My goal is always to help couples feel like guests at their own party instead of stressed out hosts. So whether you're just starting to plan or you're getting close to your big day, I hope this conversation that you're about to watch right now gives you some helpful insights and maybe takes a little pressure off. If you like what you see in this video and want to inquire about my DJ services for your wedding day, just visit my website, www.djmojo.com. The link is right below in the description. All right, let's jump into the conversation and hopefully make your wedding planning a little easier.
Without further ado, I would love to introduce you to our good friend, DJ Mojo. He is one of Southern California's most trusted wedding DJs and has over a decade of experience. He has performed at 600 plus, so probably even being a little, conservative there, 600 plus events, specialized in over 300 weddings, entertaining more than 84,000 guests. That's pretty amazing. I love that. And really what sets DJ Mojo apart though, is his reputation within the wedding industry itself. He's become a go-to choice for wedding planners and other vendors who book him for their own personal weddings. He's had the honor of performing for celebrity weddings, including Corbin Bleu. I love that. And DJ Mojo believes that the magic is in the details and that couples should feel like guests at their own party. He handles everything from personalized music curation to timeline management using cutting-edge technology like his custom music planning app and dynamic lighting that syncs with his music. He's known for his collaborative approach and ability to read the room perfectly. DJ Mojo creates stress-free, unforgettable celebrations that make couples look like amazing hosts while ensuring that their guests have the time of their lives. If I could keep going on, I could not emphasize more how much we care for and value and respect this incredible person. All of our lovely brides and grooms, I'd like to welcome and introduce you officially to DJ Mojo. What's up, man? How are you doing this evening?
Ryan, what an introduction, man. I don't know how to follow up with that, to be honest. That's great. First of all, hello, everyone. I appreciate your time here on a Tuesday evening. You're in the right place to be. First of all, because I really appreciate just your care for your wedding. And this is an exciting part of your lives. And I'm here to share with you some insights regarding music or just tips overall to help you have a stress-free and fun wedding. But yeah, I really am glad I'm here. Thanks, Brian, for having me.
Yeah, man. Just to give a little background, because I know we're going to go through what you do and your experience, which is why we're here. But just real quick, so we get even more to know your heart and who you are as a person, give us something random that your brides and grooms might not even know about you, but just something that you love or kind of a did you know moment, and then we'll get into some of the details.
For sure. I went to school for food science and nutrition. I have a bachelor's degree, graduated almost top of my class, like summa cum laude. But I follow my passion. I follow what's true to me and what makes me happy. And I've noticed that what I do makes other people happy. So here I am. But don't get me wrong, I still love food. I love to eat, and I love to be healthy as well.
Heck yeah, man. I love that. And I'm sure you've had plenty of good and questionable wedding and event food at different times. So I'm sure you can give us some next meeting, we'll talk about food choices for our brides and grooms. Tonight we set this up specifically because from the couples that we have in our own group, our own royal couples, as well as other couples we talk to and wedding pros, there really are common issues. Everybody's unique. Everybody's got their own story, their own journey, but there seems to be specific topics that keep coming to the surface. Like I already mentioned, marriage license, to do or not to do personal vows, speeches and toasts are becoming more and more of a stress to some couples where they're like, I don't want it to be boring or awkward. I want to set them up to succeed. But one thing that constantly is coming up, and people sometimes come to us even, where they're like, can you help me with this, Ryan? Who do I talk to? Is the topic of music and sound. It's a huge topic. It really sets the mood for the entire day. And we love that the wedding day is so full of so many different senses. There's things that people are going to see, they're going to smell, they're going to touch. I think of the florals and the tablecloths and the crystal glasses or plastic glasses. They're going to, finger foods. They're going to smell things. But what they get to hear that day is going to leave a great impression on them as well. And that the biggest responsibility, I think, lies on the DJ and their ability to create that atmosphere. So I'm going to just ask a couple different questions that I'd love to get your experience on, some lighthearted ones, and then we'll get a little deeper into the meatier stuff. So number one, I'd love to ask you, you've done so many wedding ceremonies, top 5 to 10 ceremony or reception songs that you have heard over the past few years that just stand out, where it's like, that's a go-to, I've heard it a million times.
Is this for ceremony, reception, or both?
Why don't we do that one at a time? Let's go ceremony first and then reception.
Yeah. So for the ceremony, I don't have it memorized, but what I could tell with you is a trend regarding the ceremony music, because everyone has a song that's meaningful for them. What I've noticed is that a lot of people find cover songs for the ceremony. So think about your favorite song that you like, but you go on YouTube, you go on Spotify. A lot of people have been finding acoustic covers, maybe sung by a different artist, and it adds a nice flair. But one of the popular songs I could probably think of right now has been a go-to is Christina Perri, 1,000 Years. But most importantly, I think it's the artists, it's the musicians themselves. There's Daniel Jang, there's Vitamin String Quartet. Those are usually the go-tos. Brooklyn Duo. I can name you artists that are very popular, not necessarily the songs. Yeah.
I love that, man. I'm the same way. Sometimes it's like, I know this song, I don't know what it's called or all that kind of details, but you recognize certain ones. There's one, I'm going to butcher now. I shouldn't even go down this road. Lana Del Rey. I think there's one, like, I don't know what it's called, but Will You Still Love Me When I'm No Longer?
That's a great song.
It's so dynamic. I've heard that one lately at a few weddings, and I'm like, it's beautiful. And it's kind of a unique message too, as the bride's walking down, like looking so glorious. But there's this moment of like, I'm more than what you see at this moment. Do you love me for who I truly am? Which I think is pretty powerful. So that's one that pops into my mind.
That song is called Young and Beautiful. That's a great song. And then couples, if you want a different version, I've played this at a wedding. It's not by Lana Del Rey. It's by Glass Animals. Version of Young and Beautiful sounds just as beautiful. It's amazing.
Whoa, dude. I love both those groups. That's fantastic. What about reception? Like, what is there's the classic go-tos, man. Like, I know people who still love good old Cha-Cha Slide. I know some people are like, please don't play that. Like, I know it's all over the place, right? But if you had to look like reception wise, what are some of the ones that really you notice like people are really getting into this genre or specific types of songs and bands?
Yeah, great question. One of them is Pepas by Farruko. It's like a Latin vibe, but it's very upbeat, where it has a drop where people can just jump to and go wild for. That's a very popular one. Another great popular one, maybe a couple of years back, but I think it's still in, is Titi Me Pregunto by Bad Bunny. That still hits when people know the words. It's a classic where it just goes hard. Another one I could probably think of from top of my head, if you like Kendrick Lamar, he has that classic that came out not too long ago, like Not Like Us. So if you like the hip hop style, those are something that have been popular. But then again, it also depends on the demographics, the market, where you're from. But in terms of like the current stuff, like these are the kind of music that gets people going.
I love that. What about you? You said current. So think of, maybe in general trends, and that could be anything that you've seen, because it's not just, music, but you're also doing lighting. Some people have crazy indoor fireworks, or they use, smoke for their first dance. Any of that kind of stuff of enhancing the production element, that any new trends you've seen lately, you're like, wow, that's kind of new and fresh, and that actually went over really well.
Yeah. The Cold Sparks has been popular. I guess the only challenge is with the venue. Sometimes they allow them, sometimes they don't. But otherwise, it's something that not a lot of people think about or even know that is possible, because a lot of people think it's sparklers where things can catch on fire, but technically it's all safe. You can put your hand and it's perfectly safe. So it really depends on the venue and where you're getting married to see if they allow that. Another popular thing, I think it's more involved with the DJ side of things. DJs, more specifically, they're trying to match or fit instead of like just a regular table and the DJ just places their equipment on top. Some DJs invest in what they call DJ furniture. So the next time you go to events, look at the DJ to see if their DJ setup matches the venue, or at least like elevates their presence. So it's not just a table where everything is laid out, but it has a cleaner look, which could be good for photos and for video. So it kind of blends in with the room and the environment, so the DJ doesn't stand out too much, but still looks clean and presentable. So DJ furniture is one. And then another thing I could imagine is, and this is something that I've been doing, is have a TV in front of my DJ booth. And a lot of couples, and that's a trend that I see other DJs have that if they're capable of doing it, but it's essentially adding a visual element to the wedding where, for example, couples send me photos and I make a slideshow of those photos and I display them on my TV and run it through the whole night. Now, that's just one way to use visuals, but that's a common thing where people can share their love story through visuals. So during dinner while people are eating, they could actually appreciate and see, oh yeah, like check them out. They were in San Francisco or they went to Disney, and it really paints the story visually through visuals. And I know another way to do this is renting a projector and projector screen, but in this case, it's already built into the DJ setup, where we can save space and not worry about those other things, but it's more centered right in front of the dance floor. Everyone can see it. So I would say the TV, pay attention to that. That could be a trend if DJs have that capability.
Dude, I love that. I worked with, was it last month? I think it was last month that we did a wedding in San Diego together. And it was the first time that I saw what DJ Mojo, what you're talking about, that the screen built into your DJ booth. And it was so cool because that's going back to like back in the day, like when people used to at the reception, they would do like a full-on slideshow with like, just simple like slides or whatever of like, from them as babies and their journey. Like that was like the thing back, like way back in the day, like back when I was like a little baby. So it's fun that it's like, it's a creative way to bring out this storytelling, like you said, through pictures. It's kind of diving back into what people used to do. It takes up way less space. The TV, I will say, is way more crystal clear than any kind of projector could probably be, unless you get something really like heavy duty. So the TV was really crystal clear, but it was just it was just another cherry on top. Like you're hiring a DJ because you need, music and some lighting. And then all of a sudden you walk by and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a big flat screen connected to the front of your booth with pictures of the couple, their engagement photos. Like so unexpected, but it takes something to the next level, which I love about you. And that's one of the reasons why we really trust you, because we see that you do that. And so I want to stick with that. So let's go down the gear side of it. So you are forever known, DJ Mojo is forever known in this household as the golden microphone guy, because Val's used his golden microphone, his handheld wireless, and it's just like, I feel like a boss with this thing, man. Like this is awesome. So the golden handheld microphone, we love that, because again, this is a simple thing, but it's beautiful. It's luxurious in a way. But overall, like, talk to our couples that are listening now and future ones about the importance or things that you have in mind to keep in mind about gear. And let's start like big production. So this is a full-on wedding, full-on sound system, details, things to keep in mind. Yeah.
Think about wherever you're getting married, think about wherever your guests are going to be. Sometimes at the beginning of the day, your guests are going to be at the ceremony site. Or maybe even earlier, they're going to be in a pre-ceremony site until the ceremony is ready. And then there's a cocktail hour where people move from one location to the next. This is important because we want to create an experience for them. And one of the things that people will hear throughout the day is music. So although you're not in charge of the gear, whoever you hire to be in charge of the gear, which is most likely your DJ, will provide equipment for these different areas where your guests will be. Everyone does it differently. Sometimes they have set up one gear at one location and then they move it to the next. One thing that you could do is whoever you hire, or maybe during your consultation, find out if they have enough equipment to have them already set up, ready to go, already sound checked. So everything is going to be foolproof. There's no dropouts. The volume level is already set. The microphone level for the efficient is already at a good volume. So, and the whole point of this is, as a production sense, wherever your guests go from one location to the next, there's always going to be some kind of music. There's always going to be some kind of mood, music in the background to kind of just carry the mood throughout the day. Whatever music that may be, but it's always something in the background. The next time I want you to go shopping, the next time you go to a theme park, there's always music in the background. Pay attention to that, because it's really carrying that energy wherever you go. So we're applying that concept. Okay, people are moving all around the theme park. Why don't we apply that to the venue space? And typically we have sound only at one area at a time, so people know, hey, this is where you're supposed to be. And then as people move from one location to the next, the assistant, the DJ, will start playing music at different areas as guests enter that next area. So we're not skipping a beat. That's huge.
I love that. The funny thing too, I love that you brought that up. There's been weddings, and not a ton, but there's been times where even the DJ has two separate setups for sound, but it's like, I know I need the heavy hitters for the reception. So for the ceremony, I'm going to give you like the crappy speaker and the crappy mic, and like, I would prefer to have some better gear. So I definitely think that that's something to keep in mind, because back in the day, as we were starting out and we're around maybe not as, middle to high end DJs like yourself, some of them only do have one setup. And so it's like, as soon as the kiss is done and you dismissed a cocktail hour, they're like ripping things down and running back and forth. And it just even visually looks like stressful for the guests too, but even more so, there's that quiet time in between that you're missing an opportunity that I think would be really special. So I think that's
Right.
huge. I'm so glad you brought that up. What about DIY? There's some couples we marry like on the beach or on an overlook, and they're not hiring a full wedding team, but maybe they want to do some personal vows and they've got 20 to 25 people and they're worried they're not going to get heard. Any ideas or direction you can point people in where they can get some DIY type stuff?
Yeah. So you can, the solution to that really is like a portable battery powered speaker that has Bluetooth capabilities. I think that'll be the easiest way, because you can move it from location and you don't have to worry about power. It's all self-contained. Now, with that, like, I don't want you to spend lots of money just on a speaker that you're going to be using one time. There's another place you can actually rent them. You can probably go to Guitar Center and find out what equipment do they have just to rent. And if they don't have any battery powered options, you could rent a generator. There's more things to it, but like, to keep it simply, rent a battery powered speaker, or find a friend who does, ask a DJ friend, or maybe ask if DJs have that service, like a rental. Maybe you're not hiring a DJ, but see if there's any other options that they have. Hey, do you possibly do rentals? We're planning on doing this. And maybe that way, most DJs will have this equipment. You just have to ask. And if that's something that you're willing to do. But yeah, have a Bluetooth option so you don't have to worry about any cables. I mean, if you want to be reassured, cables is the way to go, but most of the time Bluetooth is pretty solid, as long as you don't have your playing device far away from the speaker. But just be aware of who's going to be managing that playlist, or choosing the song that you want to be played at specific moments. So it is easy and simple. It is DIY for sure, but just be aware about those little details that, we could bring it, but who's going to manage it? Who's going to make sure everything's going to be working properly? And who's going to do, like, you would still apply these principles of making sure everything's working beforehand. And so that way during the ceremony itself, it's going to work just exactly as planned.
So good, man. That's amazing. And I see, Lauren, you're putting in some questions, which are fantastic. We're literally going down that road right now. And so we're going to answer those for sure. I'll hit them back up at the end. We might, I think the second one specifically is a little unique from this question, but literally next question for you, Mojo. What should couples look for when they are hiring a DJ? So they say, I'm going to hire somebody to do this. I'm taking on that responsibility. What are the things they should look for as they're trying to see? Because sometimes it's shooting in the dark, like it's still on social media and things. There could be information out there, but what are some of the warning signs of someone who's could be a great fit that they should pay attention to versus someone that like, maybe I'm gonna stay away from that?
I think the number one tip, I mean, there's a lot, we can go deep into this, but I think the number one thing is have a video call with that DJ. There's a lot of companies out there and they're great at what they do. And typically how that works is they assign you a DJ. And if they do, still push for the conversation before booking them. By having a video call, you can really understand their thought process, their approach, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, and you really get a good vibe. And what better way to actually just talk to the person? Ideally, you do want to see more work, more content online that demonstrates or at least shows proof that they're good at what they do, that they know what they're doing. And sometimes they don't. And sometimes that could be an area that DJs are lacking, which I totally get sometimes. But however, that's why I mentioned have a video call. And you can even ask them to, you can put them on the spot a little bit if you want to, just kind of just see how they are. Hey, I have a question. How would you handle this? Like, what's your process in doing this or that? And Lauren, I did see your question. We will go over more questions and how we can questions we can ask the DJ. But I think number one thing is really just have a video call with them, and you can see how prepared they are if they are. And it's a good first impression to see, hey, if the way they communicate, if they sound like they know what they're doing, all right, I could trust this person in the general sense. And now the nuance is like what kind of things to ask the DJ and really specifically what's going to be important for you. And it's also dependent on the DJ to know what to ask you as well to really bring out what are those things that are going to be important for you, so that person knows how to best serve you.
That's so good. And maybe can we take a few moments and go through it? Can you think through it if you were having a video call with Lauren or myself?
Sure.
Some of the things that either couples like always ask as a top priority, or things that they forget to ask, and then you bring it up and they say, I didn't even think of that. That's so helpful. What are some of the things that people should know in advance? Because again, if the couple doesn't know it, the DJ doesn't bring it up, now it's kind of lost in translation.
Right.
For people to know, like, okay, I'm watching, like, does this matter to you? Like, what are those kind of questions?
Yeah. So I'm thinking about it as the overall goal is like, we're trying to create an experience, a fun, memorable wedding for you and your guests. And who's going to take on that role to make that happen? A lot of times people think about the DJ as the music person. 100%, that's what the DJ does. But the other roles, responsibilities, and aspects of the role as a DJ that will shape the experience are other factors that they haven't thought of before, such as the MC, the host. Yeah, someone can be in charge of the music, but who's going to be in charge of what's being said on the microphone? Who's going to be leading guests throughout the night, guiding people where to go, what to do, not just making announcements, but actually knowing how to command the room, knowing how to lead them, and really just eliminate any confusion about the activities, the moments, or anything that's happening. So the MC role is an often overlooked aspect that couples don't really think about. They just think about the DJ as the music, which I don't blame them. I mean, literally the DJ is for the music, but when it is applied for a wedding, the DJ plays other roles. So besides the music, talk about the MC, if they're comfortable with that or not. Or maybe if they're not, if they work with someone who fills a role as an MC and that person focuses on the music. There are two more things I could think of. Sometimes what couples overlooked, and we kind of touched on it briefly, is the sound. Now the DJs are a tech person, an audio person, an audio engineer of some sorts, who is making sure that not only do they know how to play the music, but they're competent enough, they know the gear, the technicalities of how it works, the wireless sound frequencies, there's no mic dropouts, speaker positioning, EQing the sound so it actually sounds good through the speakers. Little things like that. Now they're a tech person. They have to know the audio side of things. And then another way to really create that experience and this is something that I push for, is lighting. Now they're in charge of the visual experience for your guests. And there's different layers how DJs can, a lot of couples don't think about lighting. Sometimes they just think about the music. But I think the main point here is like, we're trying to shift to the overall experience. How are people experiencing your wedding? And think about the senses through what they hear and through what they see and how they feel inside it. So we got the music, we got the sound, we got the announcements. That's through what they hear. But the lighting is what they see visually, and and that's another role that the DJ takes on, because it does affect the experience at your wedding. And it also depends on the level of lights, whether it's just random, maybe it's only one color throughout the night, or maybe it changes to the music on time, in sync, so it changes on every beat. So yeah, those are some things to think about. Some are important, some may be important to you, some may not, but this is something that I found that, you know what, a lot of couples want, because they didn't realize what it takes to create the wedding vision or the wedding experience that they're going for.
That's so good. And keep putting in, Lauren, if there's other things. I know this is fresh on your mind, so throw in there other questions, that if there's things you want clarified. I love what you said, though. I think the video call is so important, because think of it this way, you know, for anyone watching this and listening, you know, on a video call, you're not going to get someone who's like, oh, this was a great call. And then you get on the wedding day and it's like, welcome, everybody. Like, it's not, unless they have like dual personality, you're not going to have that much of a difference. So on your video call, if it's like, hi, okay, so what do you guys want? Like, the odds are your reception is going to be that same person. Like, they are who they are. And so getting a chance to get a feel for, like, are they easy to talk to? Do you even like how their voice sounds? Or are they kind of like got a weird voice that you don't want to deal with? Like, those things matter. The visually being able to see them and be like, are they like, did they get dressed, or are they like, you know, in their PJs for this meeting? Like, those kind of things do matter when you're choosing and entrusting someone with this role. And then I love what you said too about the tech elements, the song selection. The reality is, me and DJ Mojo were talking about this. We were talking about this before, that there are some couples who want to micromanage every single song, like literally every song. There are other couples who are like, I don't care. Here's the one genre, surprise me. The majority of couples, and I'm going to say in my experience, and you could say even greater, DJ Mojo, I'd say probably more like 70 to 75% of couples are like, I want involvement, but I don't want to micromanage every detail. Which means if you are hiring a DJ and they're like, just tell me everything you want and I'll do it, now you have extra work to do because they're not experienced. And so having somebody who can say, okay, give me some guidance, but now let me fill in the gaps so that I can make this happen for you, and it's one less thing for you to worry about. That's why you're hiring them in the first place, right? So I think that those are really important. What DJ Mojo, you said, the way they look, the way they sound, their knowledge of tech and lighting, that stuff should matter huge. What about, along with this, what about the experience during the planning journey? So there's an experience for the interaction you have from the start, and maybe a booking call, video, initial interaction. If you have a DJ, if you're listening to this and you're like, I've got my DJ, what does a good experience of the planning process look like? How much are they reaching out? What does that interaction look like? Versus like, oh my gosh, maybe this person isn't staying as connected as they should. In your experience, DJ Mojo, what does that look like in the journey leading to the wedding day?
Yeah. If you imagine the moment you book your DJ until your wedding day, sometimes that could span from 9 to 12 months. Imagine there's no communication at all. Like, how confident would you be if that everything is going to go exactly as planned? Maybe you'll be kind of worried. I would be worried. So one of the things that you could look out for, and this is something you would discuss with the DJ ahead of time before you even book them, is ask them, what would that process look like? How many meetings would we have? How will I be able, how would you want me to share the information that I have with you? And these, so because it's a transfer of information and how it's going to be managed, how things are going to be organized. And so you want to be clear on how you're going to communicate the vibe, how you're going to communicate with the DJ. These are the people involved. And there's different ways how to do that, whether it's a Google document sheet, planning form, an app. It varies, but regardless of the method, is that there is a method. And there is a process to make that happen. The other thing to consider in terms of the planning process is you know that there's a DJ who cares when they want to schedule meetings with you. Not just one meeting before the wedding, but multiple, 2 or even 3. And one of the things that I suggest is, like, if you already have a DJ and they haven't been reaching out to you, take the initiative. This is your wedding. Reach out to them first. And a really good DJ will lay out the process. So I think a really good process for anyone, if you haven't booked a DJ yet, is one, schedule, like, after you book your DJ, schedule a meeting within a week or 2 and really discuss the game plan of how you're going to work together on, like, hey, this is the information, this is what I need, or this is what, or in this case, you would tell the DJ or ask the DJ, what do I need to do from now so I'm not procrastinating at the end or as we get closer to the wedding date? What would make your job easier? What do you need from me ahead of time so that way you're going to be, you can perform at your best, so you can do your best. For my clients, just to give you an example, I always schedule that first meeting within one week or 2 after booking, so I could show them access to my app, the resources, and my goal is so that way everything is in your hands. You know exactly what needs to be done from the times, from the months until the next time we meet again. So that way my couples are not procrastinating and asking themselves, man, what does the DJ need again? You know, like, I'm kind of lost. Where are we in the process? All that.
It's good, man. That's so good. I love what you just said. And it's a value of ours too, that it's a we. It's not, I expect the couple to do everything, give it to me, and I'll just show up on your wedding day. It's not me in the dark planning your ceremony without any of your involvement. It's this connection between the couple and the wedding pro to be like, okay, how do we, relieve your stress? I'm a professional, so I'm taking that on myself to do the majority of the work, but still, like, how involved with your fingerprints, do you want to be, do you have time to be, so that I can plan something that really feels like it's the two of you, that I'm honoring your story. So it's not one or the other, it's we, it's a collective journey. I think one of the big things a lot of couples bring up to us is, how do we build the dang playlist? Like, what are some suggestions or some tools that you've experienced that have really helped couples in this daunting task?
Yeah. So I'll share 2 to 3 ways how you can go about this. But just know this, like, for your wedding, there's going to be music played throughout the whole day. Okay, so there's going to be some music that's going to be more appropriate for dancing. There's going to be music that, it's more chill. This could be for dinner. Or maybe you can find that in between where it's not dancey, but it's not too slow, but it's a good throwback. It's a good sing along. People hear it. It's a good vibe. Maybe that could be placed for cocktail hour music. So one way to approach this is think about the mood that you want your people to be in for dancing, dinner, or during the cocktail hour. You can separate them. You can create playlists for different parts of the evening. That's one way to go about it. Another way is just make one master playlist and have your DJ figure it out. A good DJ will know, hey, you know what? These songs, they're more for dancing. I'm not going to play this during dinner. And a good DJ will know where to fit the songs in to where they go. So it's up to you if you wanted to do some work beforehand, trying to match the mood. Now, you know what? Dancing, this is all dance hits. I could see myself dancing. I'll put it here, cocktail, dinner, or one master playlist, and then the DJ will do the rest. That's one. Now, the second thing, in terms of building a playlist, that's what we're talking about right now. But just know, on the other side of things, there's going to be some special moments, whether it's your first dance, walking down the aisle. It's not a playlist per se, but these are specific song selections that you would give the DJ. These are songs that you normally don't want the DJ to just pick a random song, although they could. This is your wedding. We want it to be personalized to you. So just on a side note, there's going to be certain moments where it makes sense for you to pick the song and let the DJ know. But in terms of the dinner, cocktail, dancing, feel the mood. Now, let me take it a step further. One thing to consider is who's going to be at your wedding and why are you having this wedding in the first place? Like, is it just music just for you and your fiance? Or do you want to be considerate of, you know what, there could be grandpa, grandma there. I want some music to cater to that demographic. Let me add that to the playlist. So think about, who's this wedding really for? Whether it's majority of your friends, great. Then focus not just what you want, but focus on what your friends want. Like anyone you want them to be happy, think about some songs that will make them happy. Now, in terms of the quantity, I would say 3 to 5 songs per genre or per style or per time period. And that will give your DJ a sense of knowing these are the songs that guests may like. But ultimately, just know that it's the DJ's job to really use their discretion, use their expertise to figure out if whether those songs ought to be played at all. You know, I mean, you're just giving them a feel of the vibe, what people may enjoy. But a really good DJ will just know, hey, you know what? These songs, they're good songs, but maybe I can play them later. Right now, it's not the right time. I'll try to work that in later. So you're letting your DJ know, out of the whole entire music library or existence of songs, these are the ones you like. And then and you're making the job easier so you're giving him the freedom within the music that you give that person to work within that. And just a few more things, even if you could, let the DJ know which ones are must play and which ones are do not play, so they can really make the best decision and take priority on the songs that are more important to you.
Dude, that's so good. Along with that, I've got one more question, and then we're going to go through some question and answer. But first, there's something tied in with that. That's a special giveaway. You want to talk about that right now?
Yeah. First of all, I really appreciate all of you are here today, and it's a special giveaway. I'm going to share with you a resource where you get access to my edits that I've made for my past couples, and I'm still adding more to them. And these are edits that I made for when you walk down the aisle, when your family wedding party walked down the aisle, edits for your first dance, edits for when you dance with your dad or your mom. So I'm going to share with that. I'll give you access to the resource. You're going to love it. And it'll give you a better sense of, man, wow, these are actual songs that have been picked out in the past. Maybe we can use it at our wedding. And guess what? I've already made the edit for you, and edit in a way where the timing is meant for that specific moment. Whether I'm taking a long song like that's 4 to 5 minutes and making it shorter, but also polishing it at the end so it sounds nice. And you can practice and all that with your dances. All you have to do is 2 things. Follow me on Instagram, and I've left it on Zoom as my name. Follow me at DJ_Mojoe, spelled MOJOE. I appreciate the love. And the second thing to do is, once you're on there, message me the word Royale. ROYALE. It lets me know that you attended this, you watched this video, and what I'll do is I'll send you a direct link to that resource. It's a Google Drive folder where I'm going to continue adding more edits, and once you go there, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you're more than welcome to use it for your wedding, so you can see like, oh wow, like it does clean things up. Oh, I see. He's only keeping the main parts of the song, not the boring stuff. Little things like that. So go follow me. I won't do it right now, but I'll message you back with a link. That's my free resource for you for attending today.
Heck yeah, man. That's amazing, dude. That's super helpful. Please, yeah, go follow him. Take advantage of that. The specific edits are huge, like you said. And there's simple tools where people on their own could do, like, I'm just going to cut off that section of the song, but it's going to feel super choppy. Like, so having someone make it pretty and custom, and the fact that it's a Google Drive, so it's going to be being updated in real time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So incredible. Last question, and then we'll do some question and answer.
Sure.
From your experience, when you think about from the moment the ceremony begins till the very last song in the reception, as you think back to your favorite productions overall, what are some of the things that stood out about that day? Why is it so special? Is it the look on the couple's face? Is it just the energy that just seemed flawless and what went into that? if you could try to like boil down some of the elements of why it was such a great production, what would you say?
You're putting me on the spot, Ryan. I like this. I like this. So I may give you a few things that stood out to me that, you know what, that felt nice, that felt warm, that felt good. Okay. One of the things that so I'm all about the energy. I really love it when the bridal party, the groom or whoever's involved walking down the aisle, they cheer the people, the guests, they cheer them on. Like they're really expressing the love. It really shows like how excited they are to be there for the wedding day. That's something that I've noticed in terms of, you know what, that's a nice touch. It really sets the mood that, hey, everyone's here to have a good time. I really like that. Production wise, another good, I mean, I'm just pulling some stuff that, you know, I've noticed that it actually does help with the mood and energy. Sometimes couples do an outfit change and where they sneak out and come back. What I like to do with couples is I have a second grand entrance song when they come back in their new outfits. So it really hypes up the room again. And then we can, they come in and then we continue the party or whatever's the next activity. But you are right. It is those little details that really shapes the memories of a wedding. Those are two examples. I'll give you a third one. I love surprises. Only the good kind, though. Only the good kind. Where it is planned between me and the bride or the groom, where there's a special dance. Someone's going to sing. Someone's going to play guitar for their spouse. That's an awesome touch because it just reveals so much. Like there's a lot of, I don't know, it felt so raw and genuine. And it took the effort to perform or do something special, whether it's emotional or whether it's fun, in front of their loved ones. And it's a nice production in a sense where it takes time back and forth. Okay, what song do you need? Do you want me to introduce you? Where do you want the bride to sit to witness this? And we'll also coordinate with the videographer so that way they can capture this. What direction are they facing? Little things, everything. It is a production logistically, but it is I guess in terms of production of the activities, the moments that we get to create. Not just taking a generic timeline and just doing as it is, but looking at deeply within each moment to see, okay, how else can we make that special? How else can we make it more unique, memorable? How can we spike emotion? Because when we make it emotional, whether it's laughter, tears, crying, jumping for joy, whatever, people will remember that. So how can we spice things up production-wise? But it all comes down to your creativity and what you want, and is working with your vendors to produce that moment.
Dude, it's so good. I hope as you're listening to this, you can see it really is the difference between checking the box of like, I need, you know, these couple people to hire for my wedding day just because that's what people do, versus saying, I want a DJ who's going to give me an experience. I want an officiant who's going to give me an experience, a planner. It's an overall experience that you get to have on your wedding day. And the best part is if it's somebody who they themselves value you. You know, it's amazing to me, and I see this with you, DJ Mojo. Like this guy, this incredible person loves love. He honors couples through what he creates. It's not just a love for music and this is my job. When he's there, I'm here to honor your story. I love your story, and I'm going to dive into it with the way that I do music and lighting and even to care about the subtle things to make your day more memorable and even kind of surprise you. To value couples and their outfit change. You put all this effort into getting a different outfit, especially, you know, if it's a new beautiful dress or something, and just like to walk back in with no mention. No, like that's another grand entrance, but not everybody gets that. So a couple calls to action, and then I want to go through some of these questions real quick.
Sure.
Call to action after tonight. Okay. So number one, this has been an incredible time. There's so much more I'm sure we can get in depth. So I'm probably gonna have to have DJ Mojo back again. Number one, follow DJ Mojo on Instagram and send the word Royale to get that Google Drive to where you can have access as he's in real time creating these edits. Number two, we would love to stay connected with you all. So if you are not following us, Weddings Royale on Instagram, follow us as well. And if you don't have that passcode to get into our past videos, let us know right away. We'll get you that so you can have access to this video as well as past ones. And then if you want to stay after, we're going to answer a couple questions. So I suggest, stay here as we finish up. We got a couple minutes left. If you want to personally turn on your video and have any interaction with DJ Mojo, if you need a DJ and you're like, I'm sold, I want this guy, or if you got some personal questions you want to ask, we're going to stay on me and him a little longer once people are leaving. If you want to stay and ask some one-on-one type questions, we're here for you as well. But before you go, because these were really good, Lauren, you asked a few questions as well following up. So what's advice for couples who are hiring a DJ friend? You kind of went into this already, DJ Mojo, about when they're hiring anybody, but specifically if it's a friend, is there anything else you would add, or is it kind of the same set of rules that you?
Yeah, no problem. So what I would do is have that person find a DJ who they could pick their brain from. Like have them, maybe you can introduce them to me. I mean, and I'm kind of biased because I actually do have a community or a platform, an online platform, teaching DJs, helping DJs to do weddings. I'm teaching them how to MC. I'm teaching them the logistics, the mechanics of how to run a wedding. So I guess my point is, it could be me, it could be someone else, but maybe point them to a right direction where, hey, can you talk to this person and get some help or pointers, like whatever, because the best way to learn is learning from someone else who's been doing it, who's done it, and is because obviously you want your DJ friend to do awesome and to do well, but by having them talk to someone who's in the business and who's in the game, that person could help your DJ friend look at other aspects that they haven't even thought of. Especially when I don't know if the DJ friend is experienced or not. Maybe they do DJ, but can they do a wedding? A wedding is a different animal than just DJing at a club. Lots of factors involved. So lots of moving parts too. So it's helping them, point them to the right direction, to guide to someone who knows what they're doing, and guide them and kind of walk them through the whole process, and giving them a second pair of eyes on a way to look at things, all for the benefit of you, making sure that everything is going to go exactly how you want it.
It's great. Other question that was up there: do you recommend a DJ who is also the MC? Is that a must, or the DJ who brings an MC with them? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, not necessarily. It really depends on how confident the DJ is as being the MC, and you can just ask them, and get to know if they typically MC themselves. For me, I like to DJ and MC for the reason that I know my timing of when are things are going to be said, and timing with the music. And that's something how I like to operate. But I've also worked with other MCs in the past where this could be beneficial for you if you have a big wedding, let's say 200, 250 plus, where the DJ is tucked away on either the corner or maybe off to the side. Having a separate MC could kind of help the DJ, just help the DJ out. The DJ can just focus on the music while the MC steps out and interacts with the crowd. So it could be beneficial. But I think it comes down to just ask the DJ to see what they're comfortable with. And you want them to give you an honest answer, because you can't go wrong with either or, but it's really just having trust that they're good at what they do as an MC.
It's good, man. I know a lot of people assume a DJ and MC, are they the same thing? And even for Val and I, we've started stepping into the role of doing some MCs for weddings, because some DJs are like, it's natural for them. Other ones, like, they know the music and the gear, but they're not on the microphone. So sometimes couples are like, people already heard your voice in the ceremony. Why don't we have you carry over and be kind of that MC, that voice on the microphone for the rest of the night? So again, I love what you said. It's really knowing your DJ, kind of your overall vision for the night, and thinking, production wise, you want everything to be clear and cohesive, not like super pieces all over the place, but people working well together. So those are really valuable things to think about. Just so good, dude. If there's any other questions, you guys, please throw in the chat, or if you want to stay after and kick on your video and let us know you want to connect. Otherwise, it's 7:01, so that's end of the meeting. But this has been so good, DJ Mojo. Seriously, thank you so much for taking time to connect with us and these beautiful couples. Just a reminder again, connect on Instagram. You want that those edits that are going to be constantly updated. Connect with DJ Mojo right now. Go do that. If you're not connected with us, Weddings Royale, go do that right now. 2 things to do some homework, and then we'll send out some links for this video and the resources as well. But so thankful, you guys, to have you all here. So thankful for DJ Mojo, and wishing you all lots of love, lots of peace in your journey. Anything you want to leave them with, DJ Mojo, real quick?
Ooh, have a great time at your wedding. Have a great time. Just have some fun.
Heck yeah, man. Have fun.
Yeah.
Don't let it be all work and stress. Have some fun.